CFG Game Cast, episode number 180, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode every week and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, and so much more. So show us some love, give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any podcast services out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
Oh, working on my car this morning. Yeah, got some gaming in this week. What did we play? We played some Labyrinthine. It did an update, and I love that game. I think I did also play some Demonologist. We did a charity stream, Smitty and I. I was his opening act, essentially. Yeah, they were like, you can't play any mature rated content. I was like, oh, that's easy. Wait, how mature are we talking? Because I'm a spoopy streamer. And they're like, oh yeah, if it has blood, that's probably a no-go. I was like,
oh, come on. I mean,
that eliminates everything I play. Because I was like, I could play Demonologist and just not go on the hospital map because it has blood on the floor and on the walls and stuff. Maybe that's paint. I don't know. But I was like, yeah, I could just avoid that. And they're like, I mean, if you
What if you just said, what if you
like,
said it was like, it's just Kool-Aid that was spilt on the ground?
I wish. Yeah. So I was like,
Somebody
okay,
accidentally dropped their Jello.
I'm gonna have to rethink this. And I was like, I could play Dreamlight Valley, but I talk trash to all my characters the entire time. So I was like, that seems a little toxic for a charity stream. So one of my moderators let me was like, we could play cards. I was like, I'm buying you Uno right now. Go download it. So we had like a little Uno tournament. Who won? I don't know. I wasn't keeping score, but we had a lot of fun and we raised money for charity, and that's all that really matters. So yeah, my week was really good. I didn't feel very good this week, but got it going. Pharmacy was out of my medication yet again. It was 6 months straight.
Your pharmacy just sounds like it sucks. That's how it is. Though. It just sounds
that's
very
what
terrible.
Stinks. It's every pharmacy. Apparently the DEA is what judges how much is produced. And so we're out of stock because they cut that number by millions. So yeah, if you're having trouble at your pharmacy, switching isn't going to help, unfortunately, and you just kind of have to wait it out every time. It sucks, but that's what we're going to have to do. I don't even have a medical professional on their board. Like, I'm a robot. Like, and the thing is most fun fact, seizure medications are all listed as narcotics, even though they're technically not. So you got to wait till the day of to call that script in that's on hold. And if they're out, they're out. And if it happens to be a weekend, you're waiting 5 days for that. So it's a fun ride every time. Like, I called today. I was like, they're not going to have it. They had that medication. I was like, you know what? I'm not pushing my luck. I'm just going to say thank you very much to, the furries in the sky and move on. So yay.
There it is.
Furries in the sky. I love it. Hey, but Lex.
Yeah.
Do you know who successfully ran a Marvel Snap tournament by just waking up hours after he was sick?
Yep, his name is
the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What's going on, my dude?
Oh yeah, I am feeling actually much better today. It's crazy. I woke up the other day with a temperature of 101.8. And, we had the charity stream. We had the tournament that night. I felt absolutely terrible, but the show had to go on. Again, thank you so much to everybody that came through, that participated. GG's to the one-up lawyer for winning the tournament. Poppy got second, and Doc Holiday got third. Unfortunately for Davis, it did not go well for him, and it, behind the scenes, I was non-partial, but I was smiling on the inside.
I was wondering why
you were talking
that
so much
so
trash.
Disrespectful. That was so disrespectful. How the hell do I even call you a friend at that point? You're just smiling. You're like,
I said on the inside, in the inside.
You're like, thank God I don't have to give him my money. That's essentially what that is.
But I was
That's
smiling
exactly
on
what
the
it
outside.
was. Yeah. It's like bad things happen to good people. That's what happened. That's what happened. Yes. So here it is. Here it is, though. No, but here it is. So the first set, we agreed. The first set was my mistake. It was my fault because I was stupid. I was playing with Smitty the night before, and then I was showing him a deck, and then I was showing him a deck I literally created just yesterday. And then I was like, okay, cool. So then I played I don't know what's his name, Poppy or whatever. And I was like, oh, then I did my first move, like, this deck doesn't look like the one I wanted. And then I'm like, oh crap, it isn't. And then so I played the deck that was totally underwhelming, completely underwhelming to what he had. And I was like, man, and then I know, because I have a deck to beat his, and I know I have a deck to beat his, and I was just like, crap. I was like, okay, good. So I was like, you know what, whatever, it happened, whatever. Then the second one, I was completely screwed. Yeah, you know I was screwed, Smitty. I didn't care. Like it was just all for good. It was all for charity, so it was good. So yeah, because there was a move that should have happened. Yeah, it was a move that should have happened, but it didn't. And then I was just like, okay.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at the replay to confirm how that play actually played out.
Yeah,
I haven't had a chance to go through the VOD yet. But more importantly, though, than all that, I mean, it was a great time doing that stuff. But more importantly, we raised $380 for the Trevor Project. So again, that's what it was all about. And being able to do that, being able to play a game that we love. And like Davies was saying, that was the first time I've ever organized a tournament. I kind of was just like, you know what? We've got this coming up. We're just going to do it. And there's definitely, I saw, especially in the production side, there's a lot more that I wanted to do and have it cleaner. I woke up sick that day though. And like, I just literally slept all day. So it was brutal in terms of that. But again, everybody was super patient. I think everybody had a good time. A lot of people came through and donated, and there was just a lot of love shown. So very much appreciate that. Yesterday though, I just spent all day in bed playing Final Fantasy 16. So I didn't have much energy to do other than lay there. You know, I was just still kind of dead. So I'm feeling a lot better today. But again, it was a great weekend. We've got a long weekend too. So I'm glad it was, I'm starting to feel better now. And, I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the weekend, the longish weekend. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Do you have Tuesday off too, or?
Like I have Tuesday off, and
Monday,
we're working.
Unofficially.
We're yeah. You didn't see nothing. I'm there, and I'll be checking. So
that's
but yeah, not going crazy and whatnot. But how was your weekend, man? How's the week been? All that good stuff, brother.
Oh man, it's been going good. I've been actually been focusing on mostly with my health as of late. So I've been kind of going pretty hardcore on that as of late. Been doing really good on that on that. But then on top of that though, I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 16.
It's
been kind of pacing myself, really loving it. It's actually kind of weird because like maybe it's just I'm not surprised. I know that this version of the game isn't everyone's cup of tea. But like it's weird that people are saying that I was hearing about their people are saying that story pacing is off on that game, and I was like, I don't know how it is. I mean, they've given you so many resources on making sure that you don't get lost in this game's storyline. If you did, but like I don't know, but like the way the story's going is pretty linear on track for me. But
that's how I feel.
Yeah, so like I just think that the one criticism I do have is actually something that you kind of pointed out earlier, which was a little bit the battle's a little bit too easy.
Yeah.
But then I think one thing I think is really missing is that there's no status ailments. Like
that's true.
Like there's no poison, there's no paralyzing, there's no confuse.
Yeah.
None of that stuff is in this game. Like you're fighting a Marlboro, and Marlboros are notoriously known for status ailments, and you can't and it's weird that they just all it is just attack. Like they're the status elements that are in that game. Like I think there's one called Death or whatever, or Doom. Doom. Doom is you can get Doom casted on you, but it doesn't automatically kill you. It just makes an AoE effect around you, and you have time to get out of the circle. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Some of that stuff is a little off. Yeah. So like, but anyways, but overall, I am still enjoying the game. So we'll see how it goes. And, but yeah.
It's definitely more, I feel it leans heavier on the story narrative side than the combat action side. It's like, I just feel like it's just like a couple of mash of buttons.
It wants to tell you a story.
You just repeatedly do it over and over again, but it is very heavy on the story, which is fine. I'm completely fine with that. But I could tell if I could play a game one-handed, then that tells me everything I need to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's times I was laying there playing it one hand.
Well, here's the thing and the thing is, what's really funny to me is, like I've said it before, and especially since I just recently beat 13. Like I beat 13 about 2 months ago. Is that 13 was one of the most linear Final Fantasies that they've ever made prior to probably this one. And but like 16 is very linear, and I don't, but it feels like the quantity of what's inside this game is still fun. Like, it's not forcing you, like, you're learning that the story is important, but you still have a fun time getting to what you're needing to do inside that story. And that's why, so I don't think this is like the best Final Fantasy of them all, but it's a very enjoyable one. It shows.
Been one of the more intriguing stories for me, and I feel way more invested in this story than I would say I did in 15.
Sure. See, I still need to play 15. I am playing. I'm still planning on playing that one later this year.
Hey, that was Boy Band Edition. You got to play that one. That was fun.
bunch of the dude bros. Yeah, I know. It's on my list. So I was going to go do it because remember I said I was going to finish finish the Final Fantasies I have never beaten. And originally it was 12, 13, and 15 were the 3 I wasn't going to be. I didn't beat in 16, but 16 I just couldn't wait, so I just wanted to play 16 before I played 15. So we'll go with that.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, but anyways, I know y'all don't want to talk about any spoilers for Final Fantasy 16s, and as much as we don't want to spoil it for you, so we'll just go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion from the previous week in the world of gaming. The topic would or could be a game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry, and we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners and viewers, on Twitch, on YouTube, on on Kick, Facebook, TikTok, what have you, on any of the live services there, to be a part of the conversation. So if there is something that you're wanting to chime in, or if there's something that we said that you want to talk, you wanting to comment about, by all means type it inside the chat. We would love to talk about it with you and just have a nice good old discussion. So let's get this party started. Smitty, what do you bring to the table?
So I think this is kind of a big one. I actually saw a tweet here earlier this morning from, I don't know if you guys follow or know Epos Fox.
Yes.
But yeah, he does a lot of like tech stuff. He's done like a comprehensive OBS guide and whatnot. But he tweeted out earlier today, GoXLR is dead. And I know that there's a lot of folks in the streaming space that have GoXLRs. They use it, and they were huge at one point. It was all about GoXLR, and everybody was pushing it. For us personally, and we were talking, Davis and I were talking about it earlier, and that's kind of always been my big thing with it, was that for the price tag, it's not worth it. You can get a full-on mixer for way less than $500, which is what a GoXLR goes for. I know that they have the MIDI now too, but still, I was just like, nah, son, like, it's just not worth it. I didn't realize though that there was things happening in the background here, and I just kind of want to go through this response. This is directly from their
there was a lot of things that were happening in the background. I do remember that.
Yeah, so I did not realize, but this is from their what's the word I'm looking for? Why am I messing up here? Discord. Oh. So it says, I just want to read directly from it. It says that hello GoXLR Discord members, beta testers for now. If you are not aware, TC Helicon has laid off all remaining staff in the Canada office, which was responsible for firmware, software, driver support for the GoXLR products. There are no longer any TC Helicon members that are part of this Discord. Before the team left, they provided the last update that is in beta. We were told. I didn't realize that it was in beta. Like what?
No. The update is in beta.
The update was in beta, not the.
I was like, what?
Not the device.
Yeah.
Okay. We were told that support would be moving to a different team, but we have not heard anything since they were let go. This news was unexpected, and MVPs and big brains decided to make a post about the uncertainty of the device moving forward. We have been trying to assist with issues, but it is basically a full-time job to support 30K members of this Discord, which, yeah.
30K, jeez.
Yeah, that's a huge Discord. Excuse me. We don't have admin rights to this server, which weird. Who's got the admin rights to that server?
Wow, okay.
Yeah, but we have enough access to keep it running for the time being. You may ask, why are you making a post if nothing is changing? Well, that is not the case. The Linux GoXLR app developer was working very closely with the GoXLR team behind the scenes and had enough information to build a proper, fully functional app. The Linux, I just read that. They are very close to releasing a standalone open source app that has all, if not more, functionality than the current GoXLR app, and it works with Windows, Linux, and a Mac port. Oh, wow. We are hoping to move all. I know, right? We are hoping. It sounds like they basically completed that app and created a new app essentially. We are hoping to move all future features to the new app and have it open source for others to contribute to it. We are soft launching the new Discord to support the new tools, not affiliated with TC Helicon. Again, I'm not sure how much longer this Discord will exist. Some of us will continue to support the legacy GoXLR app. We've done a good job of providing lots of helps, FAQs to fix most issues that come up with the GoXLR. More information to follow once we have more to share. You'll be sharing, or we will also be sharing with the larger Discord groups in a few days. We don't want people to flood the new Discord, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So essentially, it's just a wrap, which to me, I don't understand, I guess. And this is what's crazy to me. It's like, how does, they were on the top of everything. Everybody was talking about GoXLR and all the stuff they had going on, how amazing it was and this and that. So to see it completely just shut down and go defunct like this kind of blows me away, because it's not a bad product or anything. And it sounds like this app that they're working on, I just don't know what happened on the business side of things, that they literally just said, we're getting rid of the team. We're not going to support this anymore. And the team has taken it upon themselves to finish the app, create a new app. And then they were even talking about the legacy GoXLR folks, that they're going to continue to try to support that. I don't even know how, what that looks like, or how, yeah. It's like, it's scary if you got an GoXLR, you know what I mean? It's like, wait a second, dude. I dropped all this money and you're telling me they're no longer going to support this thing? That is insane to me. That is insane to me.
You know what it is, though? Okay, so this is what happened. First off, Smitty, because I know you bought it. You bought the device. It looks like an audio interface. That little small audio.
Oh, you're talking about Beacon, which some of the people that did that.
Yeah. So the original creators of the GoXLR was a part of Beacon. They quit. They left Helicon and moved over, and they created a new company with Beacon, which I think was the first brick to crumble for Helicon's thing. But the biggest problem that I thought with XLR was GoXLR was that it was too damn expensive for the amount that they were selling to the price of it, to retail, to how much they were really getting paid, how much money they were really getting back from that was too low to do. So for longest, so that's what I think was a little bit of the issue. It was too expensive to make a product, and their return was very low back to it. So and then nothing really has changed at that point. I think what made it worse was with the pandemic, when resources and stuff was very, very scarce to make them. Remember, because there was a giant back order of people trying to still get it during that time. But
Right.
no, yeah, but to say like throughout all of this, I think that they never pivoted. I think that's what really killed it. It's like they didn't find a way to make the parts cheaper later on for it, and then make so it was justifiable to have the team that they had, or the team that was left of Helicon, to still be there to support it. So I mean, it just seems like there was a lot of bad decisions that were happening all at the same time that kind of leads to where we are today with this company. And then personally for me, because I think I was introduced to the GoXLR at TwitchCon when it was in San Jose, if I remember correctly, because like that was the first time that they were doing it, because like they were trying to get affiliates to get sponsored by them to promote it, and like and it sold. I mean, it sold itself when it finally came out. I mean, they were selling like hotcakes when they first came out, but like people were realizing was like, wow, this is like for a specific group of people that was willing to spend $500 on just the deal, and be able to mess around with the settings to make it to optimize it to make it good enough, like it's so I don't know, I don't know, I think it was too good. I think the product was good, but I just think price value, sure, hell no, not worth it. And just overall, like, normal users to just be like easy plug and play was not like that for this thing. So it sucks to see it go, but at the same time, it doesn't. I'm not crying over it. What do you think, Lex?
I'm not crying over it either. When I started streaming, that was what was being parroted in my ear was, you need a GoXLR. You need a GoXLR. And coming from an audio engineering path from my childhood, I had mixers available through my dad that I could make work for my PC. And I didn't go that route. I was like, let me start simple and then we'll add as we go, right? And to me, I could get 2 stream decks and a mixer, a brand new one, not one that was a hand-me-down from my dad that still works great, but a brand new one for less than what GoXLR was charging, right? Because here's the thing. Their whole thing was, well, you can have sound effects. I don't need that. I can get a stream deck and it can do all that for me plus more. And I don't need that. The sampler, great. I have 4 of those downstairs that I can hook up to my PC. If I want a drum sampler, I'll go get one from my living room. It just, to me, it was what you're providing me seems like on the expensive back end would be the firmware, right? But I couldn't get enough clarification from people who had them as far as like the software and this, that, and the other, why it made it better than this, right? I couldn't really get those solid answers. So to me, it was, that is, yeah, I saw that.
I think at the time though, like, remember, this is like when streaming was kind of starting, well, not once starting to get built, but it was building up, especially Twitch was building up. Right. That because remember there was always something that there was 2 things that was like what a streamer should always get: a Shure SM7B. Microphone, because anyone wants to have that nice boom voice. It's like, by the way, ignore my Shure SM7B. I don't count. And you needed an audio interface and to connect that said Shure SM7B. And then now the biggest thing is that, like, when the GoXLR came out, they're like, oh, this is a necessity. We're needing to look at we're needing to get this to be professional about it. We got to get this, and we got to get this. We got to spend $1G just for the sound alone, because this is our little station of stuff. Well, you could have done the homework. I mean, and in your case, you have physical equipment from it, but in an amateur's case, you don't like you could. There's so many different options that you can go with, but you had to go find it, but it wasn't easily accessible. So,
Right. Well, and
to
I
everybody.
think too, like, let's make it clear when you look at audio engineering equipment from a streamer's perspective who may not be in that field, it
Mhm.
looks scary. Like, you have male to female cords and ports, this, that, and the other. But there are devices that you can buy for $20 that you
So
can
it's
plug those
virtuals.
suckers into
You don't
and
need devices.
USB into your PC, you
Mhm.
know? So it's
Mm.
like, we don't really need to worry about that, especially if it's an older version of the newer equipment that you want, okay?
Mhm.
And so I think a lot of people were scared when they would see that. And it's like, well, you may not have the software that you're looking for necessarily that you're seeing in all of these YouTube tutorials, but you're going to have the same ability, but now it's in your hands and not on your screen. Right. And so I think people are like, well, this one comes with the software, this, that, and the other. And it's like, you guys are getting scared and jumping guns when really, if you had 2 conversations with an audio engineer, you'd be able to get that equipment working for your PC, doing the same thing, if not better than what the GoXLR is doing. But now I have a fancy microphone that I run all my audio through, and it does that for me. I can mix everything, except in this case, because you guys are controlling it, right? But that's what it just, to me, it's like, you guys, if you just sit down and do like 10 minutes of research, you would know that, yeah, it's a great piece of equipment. It's not worth the money. It's more of the hype that's surrounding it, you know, and it sucks. Like, the people that do have it, that love them, I'm so happy for you. It wasn't a piece of equipment for me, and that's okay. Not everything is for me and not everything's for you, right? And that's cool. We sit in different camps on that. But we can agree that the company shutting down is kind of whack. It's like, wait a minute.
I just think that the whole thing is just
What's
like
happening?
overall. Yeah, I just think overall, like the like for the I just think they never adapted or tried to find a way to make it cheaper. They did actually, you know what? I do take that back. They did find a way to make it cheaper with the Mini, but the Mini was still like 300, wasn't it? Like, it was expensive. It's an expensive.
I don't even know. Neither
when
of
it was
them.
on sale at one point for like Black Friday.
Yeah, let me take a look real quick to see how much the Mini goes for.
It's just, yeah. I mean, it's not surprising in terms of that. What is promising, though, is the fact that there is this app that they have that I'm assuming will be able to work with your current GoXLR.
Mm-hmm.
So keep your eyes out. I know that Snake Eyes was saying that he's got one. I know there's a lot of people that do. So I believe this app is, I'm not sure exactly what the app is called, but I would check that stuff out and probably gonna be on out what their new Discord is.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be on Helicon's page, TC Helicon's page, if it had the
no way, dude. These people aren't even employees of them anymore. There's no way I think that they
wait.
Would do
so the app itself is a third-party app. It's not made by the company.
No, yeah. So they said the Linux GoXLR app developer was working very closely with the GoXLR team behind the scenes and had enough information to build a proper, fully functional app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this person, they are close to releasing a standalone open source app that has all, if not more, functionality than the current GoXLR. So there's an app that will be launching that essentially will go side by side that works with the GoXLR as opposed to the official GoXLR app.
Okay,
which will no longer be supported essentially.
Yeah.
That is freaking crazy. Like, well, it's like, okay, so the Mini, so the GoXLR Mini is $229. Yeah, that's how much the GoXLR Mini
How many
was.
channels?
It's
how many
not.
channels does it support?
Well, I don't even know, but to
On
be
the
honest with you,
face of it.
it looks like there's still only one there's still one XLR port, and then but it's like it's just the dials. That's all it is. It's just like the left part of what the GoXLR was. It's just the left part, and that was it. But like I just think that like at the time, if they decided to sell this limitedly and then say, hey, okay, we're going to do this for 2-3 years, and then we're going to be out. Because like sustainability wise, there's so much stuff that's a lot cheaper. There's so much things that you can actually do to get. Obviously, this developer that was working with GoXLR that was doing this on the back end has pretty much cracked everything that can be cracked on this deal. If and when this update comes out, that it's going to be like there for everybody. But
Right.
but like I said though, it sucks to see the company go, because it always sucks when you see people that are a part of the company lose their jobs and things like that. But
be in a state of what do we do now? Because
Yeah,
that's what it seems like on the Discord. Like
essentially, especially if they're going to be shutting down a Discord that had 30,000 people to be a part of it, and now they're now that's going to disappear. It's just it's a mess. Sounds like it's a giant mess itself. I'm so glad I wasn't a part of the ether of it personally, but like I said, I mean, Snake Eyes, has one. I know Doc has both the mini and the regular one, and
I think Ross has one.
Yeah,
so
a lot of people
do
have them. Yeah,
because I've had a few people reach out to me previously. They're like, "My GoXLR just died. What would you recommend? Since you're not an audio engineer degree person, but you know things. What would you suggest?" I'm like, well, "What are you working with? Let's talk shop here. You know."
Yeah,
I mean, like, if you gave me 400, I think it's $400. Yeah, the GoXLR, the regular GoXLR is $400. $400 for to say, hey, I want to make your sound crisp as that. Like, you could literally, like, the way my normal setup is cheaper than what the GoXLR setup is, and it's the only difference is that you're going to have to do a little bit of extra work just to get the sounds and all the different things that the GoXLR could do, and it would be so much easier, and it's a lot easier, and it's a lot less clutter. I just hate the fact that it's clutter around your desk. So
I don't like clutter. Can I also point out, I was playing a tiny violin for somebody in chat, not for the people that lost their jobs. I don't want that to be taken wrong. Me and Scythe are talking about how his guitars got stolen and his audio equipment, and he's like, "I think you had something to do with it." I'm like, "It wasn't me. My stuff's custom because I'm a tiny human." And he said, "I'm going to play a tiny violin." So I started doing it, and then now I've realized, like, oh no,
I didn't even think about it.
It's like, I'm so sorry. That wasn't
like sorry for the people that lost their jobs and they just
tiny violin. No,
in context, it would look that would look horrible. It's like, wow, Lex is like, okay. Oh man, but we'll see. Rest in peace, GoXLR, in my opinion. So I mean, I personally wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't even on board of it in the first place. So what were we gonna say, Smitty?
No, I was gonna say, at least it's promising that folks that do have it know that there's a standalone app that's coming, that's completed. So at least there'll be something that, and not only that, but it's also going to be open source. So that means that there's a lot more that the community could build for it, as opposed to having to wait on a team that and this and that. So I actually think it's probably for the best for those GoXLR folks, that it'll be open source and people will continue to feed into it and whatnot. So and it sounds like these people that worked on the back end are pretty dedicated to continuing the support of it. So I actually think this is probably a good thing for the GoXLR community.
Oh, definitely.
Not for the people working for the company, but for the community.
Yes.
Well, no. Well, that's the thing. Some of the people that were working on it have moved over to this thing.
Yeah.
Essentially. So
with
like
food.
And again, I don't know what it looks like or if they're even being financially compensated, how that works and whatnot. But at least it seems like the writings have been on the wall for quite some time, and this wasn't like a surprise to them. They've already prepared and been preparing for this moment, essentially.
Okay, so like this is kind of funny. So I'm just randomly looking to see the kind of things that could compete with the GoXLR, like another board, a physical board that can go with what GoXLR. There's a device called the Mayono podcast equipment bundle that has exactly like the same. I'll put a link. I'll put a link into the deal. Has the links of like kind of like what the GoXLR can do, and you know how much that cost? $169.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like that stuff, and it has the soundboard, it has the faders, it also has everything that what the GoXLR has and stuff like that. But it is for less than, it's $200 less than what a little bit more than $200 less than what the GoXLR can do and handle. So like that's Yeah, that's what's that. Like I said, that's what's killing
Pricing
it.
was always an issue with them.
It was pricey.
And that was the main thing. It was too pricey for what it could do.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So like I'll just put a link inside the chat. I don't think it'll be fine. Ooh, that is a long link, but anyways, but still, we'll go with that. That's a good one. Lex.
Yes, Smitty, I have sent you a video. Before we start my topic, I would like to display a graph. It's called the F around and find out graph. Now, if we start in the bottom corner, it's a 0. And as we go up and out, that level of F around and find out gets larger, right? So if you F around and then you find out, usually it's not good. And let's talk about that today, shall we? I have a wonderful topic. So Sonic Fox beat essentially a troll in Mortal Kombat. So Sonic was just talking on Twitter about how if you guys don't know who Sonic Fox is, they're a 2-time world champion. I believe it's for Mortal Kombat 2. No, maybe it is Mortal
11.
Kombat. It is for 11. Okay.
10 and 11 technically.
Yeah, they've done multiples, but they are a 2-time champion. They beat out a lot of people. Apparently, they are also good at chess. So they were participating in a celebrity chess tournament, and they tweeted, and I don't play chess, and I don't know what this means, but maybe you guys do. But we don't necessarily need to know that context here. It's what was retweeted. Also, I am an 1800 ELO, so I think I have a real chance of winning the whole thing in regards to this chess match. Brandon Ninja retweets and says, "This MFer who defeated some of the greatest players, ? Ha, bleep. I have 11 years of fighting game experience and I would beat bleep, breaks off your bleep, bleep, bleep," right? And Sonic Fox said, "Put your money where your mouth is," and retweeted the retweet and says, "Money match me in MK11. If I lose, I will give you 10K. If I win, you have to become a furry." Now, I guess there's some context back into this where Brandon Ninja really doesn't like furries, okay? So Sonic Fox did some research through their Twitter timeline and seen that they're pretty toxic, okay? And Brandon Ninja, I don't think expected this. And after they've done some research, they said, "Oh shit, I can either run like a punk or I can fight like a man. My father always told me we don't run from nothing, but if I become a furry, my entire code of honor is effed." Why the F did I say that I thought this what was inactive? We'll decide. I need time. Well, guess what? They played. So there is a video of just Sonic Fox killing a bot in MK11, and it is torture to watch on the bot's behalf, okay? Now, there is audio, but it's broken. I'll essentially do it for you. No. Can someone call this off? No. Okay? And that's Brandon Ninja as Sonic Fox obliterates him, okay? Obliterates him. He even gives him mercy after he kills him to let him try to stand up, brush his little shoulders off, and come at him again. He maybe got 2 solid hits off of him in total throughout the match before he did a finisher, okay? Now, after the victory, Sonic Fox, who made good on their wager, who had said, "I will put 10K up," there are receipts of it, he asked his Twitter followers if they could create art of Brandon Ninja and his new fursona, a duck.
A duck? Oh no.
If you guys, I'm sure Smitty will scroll through, but the first one is Sonic Fox, the fox in armor, shooting the mouth off the duck, very, very Looney Tunes style. Another one is, if you guys remember the game Duck Hunt, the dog would grab the duck and lift him up. I got you, homie. Fertility. No. Wait. No. Oh shit. So we don't And the end of the article is basically we don't know what possessed him to tweet like he did. It was an equivalent of someone in your dad's recreational basketball league challenging LeBron James to pick up a game or shouting at the sun because you once lit a fire in your backyard. But all his hubris that could choke a Greek philosopher, I must commend Brandon Ninja for actually going through with it, demonstrating that he has more follow through than some of these billionaires. Now, it got toxic. People in the comments of the article are like, so glad that this could happen and not end in toxicity. Unfortunately, Brandon Ninja is running his mouth on Twitter. If you want to go look, it's pretty funny, but be careful because that will count for your tweets that you're through.
Okay, wait. I'm just saying, like, okay, so just wanted to make sure I got this correct here. Sure. So this dude out of nowhere, this is like it didn't even start out at a fighting tournament, right? It was just a tweet that he was talking about for chess. Tweet, I think, right?
Yes. Sonic Fox was in a celebrity chess tournament, and he's saying, "I might be able to actually win this. Like, here are my stats. I think is what 1800 elo means. I might be able to actually win this thing." And Brandon Ninja took it upon himself to go, wait, this is the guy that beats all of the champions, who is, by the way, a Gen Zer. He's 25. And if we could please put the chart back up, Gen Z is really good with the F around and find out status. So if you don't know, I would not F around and find out with these Gen Zers. If they say they're good at something, they're good at something. They're not just blowing smoke up someone's butt.
Was he pinpointed? Like, it sounds like he kind of pinpointed him out though, because if he was a dude that doesn't like the dude that called him out didn't like furries, and Correct. They know, and we know Sonic Fox is a furry. And stuff and stuff. Like he was just doing this for trolling, or was he doing it just to prove a point? That's what doesn't make sense to me. It's like, because he ended up doing the tournament, doing this bet on this, and it's kind of rare to see a person that, you know, on Twitter, let alone on Twitter, to shut up and put his money where his mouth is and fail so miserably that he's going to do the thing that he hates. You know, I mean, it's kind of odd.
You didn't have to. I mean, he could have maybe renegotiated those terms a little bit, you know, maybe put up some of his own money. If you want to put your money where your mouth is, that's where the phrase comes from. And Scyther, thank you for in chat. He said 2,400 above is senior master, 2,200 is national master, 2,000 to 2,199 is expert or candidate masters, 1,800 to 1,999 class A, which I didn't know. I still don't know what that means, but thank you for those stats. Yeah, so maybe he saw the tweet obviously came up on his timeline, maybe because somebody else retweeted it or we're talking about it. But he is in a community that's very toxic towards furries, it seems, which why are we still hating on furries? Fun fact, leave people alone. What they do in their everyday life has nothing to do with yours. And fun fact, you can change the channel. You don't have to watch. A good scenario. I don't drink beer. Maybe once a year, but I see advertisements everywhere. Fun fact, they're not for me, and I don't get mad and break things or riot or protest because I don't drink that beverage, right? Everyone's cup of tea. So whatever you prefer is what you prefer. Obviously, those advertisements aren't for me, so I leave them alone. I don't know why this guy couldn't keep his mouth shut and just not say anything at all, but you know, it made me laugh. And
I'm gonna have to watch those videos of him just getting
the sound
destroyed.
quality is not great, and I'm gonna blame Brandon Ninja's equipment for that. But I will recreate for you now. Dramatic reading.
Wait. He recorded it too, like Brandon on his side. Oh
no.
My god.
No. Sonic Fox did. They did it live. And Brandon Fox's equipment was not up to par. So on the stream, it's kind of cutting in and out, but essentially, and I'll do a dramatic reading for you now. It goes like this. No, wait. Shit. That's about how it goes. So, yeah, again, if you F around and find out, well, if you F around, you're going to find out. And usually those odds aren't it's 50-50 sometimes, but in this, it was very much in Sonic like, Fox's court, you know? Yeah, like
the analogy actually fits perfectly. A dude from your pickup game challenges LeBron James at this point.
Why would you
Weird.
do that? And it's not even, and this guy's like, I've got 11 years. I may have taken this many years off. And there are more tweets between them. But sir, if you, I'm gonna assume you are in your 40s and you haven't been playing all of the Mortal Kombats as they've come out. No. You played 10 years ago and you think you can beat the reigning champion? I'm sorry. I don't walk over to the Olympics after they're done winning and say, I'm going to say right now, put your skates back on because I'm going to go try a triple axel, even though I haven't tried one in 15 years, but I was real good at one point. And before that car accident, I could have. No.
He
God,
was using.
stop it.
He was using freaking RoboCop. Oh my god! This dude
is fantastic.
Oh.
This is legitimately what that person like. Who even the analogy is absolutely like spot on. That's like any normal person challenging a professional athlete. Not only that, but then to say it with your chest fully blown up. Like, come on, buddy, what are you doing? Like, you are about to get mopped up and down all over the place. I look forward to this dude dressed up as a furry. That's what I really want to see. That's what the people want to see.
He doesn't want to do it.
Of course he does.
You can't back out now. Like, yo, dude, yeah, he put up $10,000. What are you talking about?
No.
With proof of it too. So you can't sit here and tell me no. I don't know. Obviously, I don't think they signed some sort of contract to hold him to that. But if he wants to be petty, he could absolutely take him to court and win this.
Well, he lost. No, I mean, I don't think he will get to that part, but I think he just. I think he lost.
I mean,
I'm not saying he couldn't.
Stuff this week, so why not? You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying he couldn't. He wouldn't be. He didn't have a case or anything. I'm just saying that, like, I think his credibility online is going to is automatically shot, especially now.
He was a nobody already, so now he's a hated nobody. You know?
Yeah. So yeah. I mean,
hope you don't go to any events and people recognize your face because you're screwed, dude.
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Breaking news.
Oh.
We've got
hold
an update.
Hold on. Let me do the music for you.
So according to this dude's Twitter, he is now saying, I will this is as of June 30th. I will 1v1 you one last time as third and final rematch on the opening beta week of Mortal Kombat 1. And yes, I will accept the deal if I lose, no lies. But if I win, as I said before, retirement. I want no money, just retirement.
No. Oh my God. He's done. He's done.
He says in another tweet 28 minutes ago, August, we finished this. Bleep. No more games, no more jokes. You will finally meet your match on Mortal Kombat 1 beta. And he is quote tweeting Sonic Fox as well. What is this?
This dude is this dude is completely delusional at this point. Like, why would Sonic Fox even like waste his time on that at this point? He knows he's gonna play, especially like and he's gonna have a better chance on the game on the game that's not out yet. Like, no. Guy, this guy's a professional. Is a professional fighter. It's like calm the F down, dude. Seriously.
Like, I'm not getting in a ring with George Foreman because I'm gonna get knocked out, right? And even if we're saying like, George in 10 years when you have arthritis is when I'll fight you. Like, he's still gonna knock me out, but now George's hands are gonna hurt. Okay, so you know. Talk all the trash you want. You already lost, buddy.
I love this. I mean, like, I don't like this guy, this guy talking this kind of crap, but still.
Yeah, just going through these tweets, like, this is just weird. Like, where did all this?
I'll die infamous. Hey.
Where did all this? You've already, I mean, you're trying to tell me now you're trying to go for a third rematch. Like, literally, you barely even hit the dude. You think all of a sudden, like,
I know, right? It's
ridiculous, dude. I just want to see this dude in the furry suit. That's all I want to see. That is the payoff that I want to see.
I just want to see the full
if this dude somehow is able to beat him, dude, like, that would be insane as well.
Well, to me is how I'm thinking this through is like, he's like, okay, I remember my friend Ryan from 10th grade, who was also really good at this game. Maybe if I give him a call, he can actually hold a controller. I look like I'm actually playing, but it's really him. Okay, that's not, you're still gonna lose, but if you want to keep biding your time, sure, why not? I'm here for it. I will watch this unfold and use all my tweet viewings up to see this happen again.
I want to find the full sets. That's what I want to find. That's what I'm trying to find.
Insane. This
It's
dude's like
essentially it.
this dude's quote tweeting himself.
Yeah. Yep. Mhm.
Like that tells me everything I need to know.
He's full of
He showed up on his own 40
tells me
page. It's like,
everything
wow.
I need to know.
I'm the
God.
humblest
Yeah.
person I know, essentially.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
crap, man.
Humble would put the furry
Insane.
suit on. Shut up and put it on.
Yeah,
Get
no,
some hair in your
that is
mouth,
the
too.
only outcome I will accept.
Same.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Put the damn suit on. Don't even care.
Put
Yeah,
it
it's like
on.
it's like
dude. The
it's like
fact that he
10,000.
even gave him a rematch is why.
Yeah.
And I'm
What's the
sure
point?
Sonic Fox is like, I'm providing the suit. You better put it on.
it's freaking
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah,
I just
exactly.
love it. I love it. It's
I would hope
great.
so. That'd be great. That would be great.
Yeah,
We'll
we know
see.
that we know this guy's not going to do it. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
regardless of what's going to happen, there's no way he's going to do it, and there's no way
Right.
for you to trust him that he's going to do it
Right.
otherwise. So not at this point.
Mm-mm.
Like Sonic Fox just cut him out. It's like this guy's just going to talk his
Yeah.
talk, whatever. It doesn't
He's just
matter.
trying to, at this point, he's just clout chasing.
Exactly.
He's hoping to get some follows and some stuff because he keep dropping YouTube videos and stuff like that. It's like, all right, dude, take it
Because he
think
doesn't like furries. Here we go.
All right.
So dumb, dude.
All right. Well, I'm going to
Up
close
to you,
this
Dick
off.
Biff.
Yeah, I'm going to close this off here, and let's go back to the best game that came out this year, Lord of the Rings Golem. So
Oh, I knew it.
yeah, so apparently the studio that was that did Lord of the Rings Golem is no more.
Aw.
The parent
Shocking.
company did Daedalic. I always don't know how to say their name. It's always terrible. I think it's Daedalic Entertainment is what it's called. So they shut it down. They shut down the studio, which is based in Germany. Because of obviously the disappointment of what happened to Lord of the Rings Golem. Now, the thing that makes it weirder in my mind is that they were going to get a second chance because they were actually in the process of building another Lord of the Rings game while this was happening, and I was like thinking to myself, I was like, you're gonna give them another chance on making another Lord of the Rings game when the first one was so bad. Yeah, so what Daedalic came out to say, and then it's like, well, no, it's like, no crap, this is exactly like why are we shocked on this? Daedalic's statement was that they did not live up to the expectations we had for them. But then they added to the publisher that they will continue to work on another patch for the stealth adventure game for the game itself, and I think that's going to be it. So now they're completely dissolving the studio, and they're going to be realigning their assets to the assets of that studio to the other studios that they own. I believe Daedalic is under the umbrella of Embracer, isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
Let me make sure. I don't want to.
That sounds right. I was also trying to think of other things that they've made that people may be familiar with, because they've had some successful games.
Oh yeah, they did. They did. Oh, they're a giant publishing group. They just they don't make the games themselves directly, but they publish it out. And they I mean, there's just a lot of them. There's a lot of things that they had their hands in. But I think I'm trying to say who owns them. I believe, yeah, okay, it does say Embracer. So yeah, it's part of Embracer. So Embracer's probably is justifiable then. So there you go. But the biggest thing is now, if you did not know, when Lord of the Rings Golems came out, it came out as a full price $60 game when it came out, and then they had a collector's edition that came out for $100. But the game's graphics were terrible. Shadowing was a big issue. It wasn't stable, like frames. There was no frame stability. So that thing could go up to 60, but then can go down to 30 to actually at the lowest I think that was docked down was 14 frames per second, which is crazy. Oof. Yeah, and just the overall looked like something that came out from PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 era. So there was a lot of the missteps that were happening with this game, and needless to say, it did not sell, and it did not. People were very disappointed in it, especially because I know Smitty, you weren't gonna pick it up, but you were interested in it.
I was, yeah. I was pretty pumped for the thought of it, yeah. And then I I watched a review and I was just
Uh-huh.
like, what is this hot mess?
Yeah. I've seen Smitty's kids draw a better golem. So, yeah, no, I was definitely gonna pick it up like first day, and it was on my wish list. And then I saw, I think, the same review, and I took it off my wish list.
I was
And I told
surprised.
Dust, I said, "Don't you dare surprise me with it. I don't want it now."
Yeah.
I am
Nope.
so surprised that people were even interested. Like when this game was announced, I was
love
like,
Lord of the Rings.
I was like, why? I like Lord of the Rings too.
But you're right.
But like,
when you think about it, it's like Gollum isn't. I mean, I don't know. I still think you could make a good Gollum game.
I had no interest.
More context.
Absolutely no. Like I like Lord of the Rings
story and adventures and stuff like that. But I mean, if you think about it, he really isn't. He doesn't do a lot. He wasn't. You know what I mean? Like so, like to base a game off him, I suppose probably wasn't the best idea. And just everything about it was bad. Things didn't make sense with it, with the whole pet system. And it's like it's Gollum. Gollum would not have a pet, dude. Gollum would eat the thing. That's what Gollum would do. Like,
Also,
what are you
Gollum
talking
is
about?
the pet. So
It's just like, this is crazy.
You're not Gollum at all.
And then all the
Wild
technical
animal.
issues. The technical issues were way too big to be able to ignore. It's literally like they just threw something together and said, well, we just got to ship it. So, you know, and again, I have a big issue with these companies doing this stuff, knowing especially that these games are broken like this and they're trying to sell them for premium price. To me, I still think that's fraudulent. You're not providing a completed game. And, you know, I don't know what you do with something like that, because this is pathetic. It is a pathetic show, and especially of a IP like the Lord of the Rings, to have this hot garbage and for this to get signed off at, you know, to release at that price. That's insulting to the consumers that they would even allow something like this to come out. It's pathetic. And this is becoming more and more rampant in the video game, you know, in that side where this business is ruling over common, like, yo, dude, you got to have a working product. I can't sell you something that's half broken or whatever without, number one, me telling you it's broken and what that expectation is, and then selling it as is. If someone were still to go do it, but I can guarantee you, if you were to tell people that the game's broken, they're not paying $70, $100 for a broken game. But and that's where, to me, it seems super deceptive, knowing that is a crap product, but they're still able to sell that stuff for premium price.
Yeah, but this game itself was quote unquote done, dude. Like that.
We can clearly see that shit ain't done.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying specifically in their eyes, their development was done. Like they thought that was the game that was intended for them to release. That's what I'm saying. You're right. There is a problem when they don't really finish up or release the game, or they release it too early or whatever. There's a giant problem, which is a completely separate issue on this. But they openly said this is good. And then they released it, you know? Yeah. So there was nothing that they were planning anything further at that point for it. It was just overall the build. Everything about it was bad. And then on top of that, though, to say that they had the audacity to put a $60 price tag on this game is essentially incredibly ballsy, because I was like, this game should be like $10, and then they should give you a $10 rebate for the $10 you just paid for that. That's what that is. So I mean, I'm just saying that their view of what is finished or what was complete, because I don't think they were saying, there was nothing about like delays about. I mean, I think there was a slight delay.
No, there absolutely was delays.
Was it?
Dude, no, this game was delayed well over a year.
Oh, okay. So
I'm pretty sure it was supposed to come out like last fall, dude.
Was it? I have no idea.
No, they knew, dude. They knew. They knew. My biggest thing, and let me ask you guys: do you think, or would you be in favor of some sort of regulatory board that had a standard as to what a game has to meet, some sort of minimum standard in order to be considered completed? Is that something that you would be in favor for?
Yes.
I would personally love it. Love it. You know what? If they do that, then that means that Steam early release or whatever, that Steam stuff that they do.
There's definitely other effects and I think. Sorry, go ahead, Lex.
But I think in that regard, like they're labeling it as like a tester, a beta, a mod, right? And at that point, I think legality purposes, they could do that. But I think for these large AAA games that are coming out and just consistently not hitting the mark, sorry, the cat is snoring, in any way, shape, or form is absolutely insane to me. And I would like to put it back to Scyther. He said, and he asked a question, and I don't know the answer to it, and so maybe you guys do. The story was only touched upon in Lord of the Rings. I don't know if the I'm saying that wrong. Silmarillion went into his extended story more, but also WTF. I'd rather play a game focused entirely around the life and times of R2D2. And I concur. I'd also like to play games that's just stick figures if it has good content with it. But this is just garbage. It's just garbage.
And that's what I was saying. Like, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to say I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but I am a Lord of the Rings fan. But to say that, like, you're going to put a character like Gollum is an important character in Lord of the Rings, but to say that he's an important, is he an important character enough for you to care about what, like, to give him his own solo game series about it? That's very, very debatable, and let alone what their interpretation of the sneaking game was supposed to be. Like, I had absolutely no interest in it at all, like whatsoever. And yeah, I guess I didn't even think about adding the Silmarillion, because that's an off branch book from the Lord of the Rings series that Tolkien made. But
I didn't read it. I read Lord of the Rings, but I didn't read that one. Which you have to like have spark notes of, like, you have to write the names down.
It gets super deep into that.
It gets real confusing. You're like, I heard this name 50 pages ago. Who are they again? You know, but it's a good read if you're into that stuff. That's real deep. But
I'm totally with you. I'm sorry, Lex, but I'm totally with you about, like, you know, with the board, because the last thing I'm getting sick and tired of is saying, hey, we're going to release this game. It's not going to come out on opening day yet, but we're promised we're working on it, and it's going to come out. It's going to come out in 6 months. Or co-op mode is going to come out in 6 months. Or, hey, the version why they made it. This is the sequel to the game that came out. The sequel to the original one. But the points and the aspects of what makes it the sequel isn't coming out. But we'll leave multiplayer on. But we promise we're going to release the meats and potatoes of of the sequel, like the reason why it's going to be the sequel of continuing on. No, that shit needs to stop, because that's insane. They like. I agree. If you need more time,
they can get more away time. With it.
I would love to have something to have some sort of regulations or something on that, because that's BS.
There's got to be something, because, and again, I fully support, and there's all kinds of early access games, Kickstarter games, and stuff like that I've invested in. That some of them have gone somewhere, other ones not so much, you know what I mean? But, like, that's part of the risk that I realize that I'm getting into. I know that up front. I said I am agreeing to be able to take this risk.
Correct.
This, to me, is completely different. This is, here's a completed game that works the way it was intended to work, without the need of updates or hot fixes or anything like that. To meet a certain standard, then you can sell it. And even then, to even value this at $60, all because you have the Lord of the Rings title, it is, to me, absolute blasphemous, because you have a whole system that was built specifically to the Lord of the Rings games that no one else can use. How did that system not even make it in this game? I don't know what that is. You know what I'm talking about?
That system was owned by EA. That's why.
Oh,
yeah, that's why.
It's like
that
system is amazing, dude. I want more games to have this system, and EA has exclusive rights to this system, dude. I feel like it would have made this game way more interesting had it been
Daniel,
able to be constructed within that within the infrastructure.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, man. But yeah, anyways, it sucks to see like I said once again, it sucks to see people lose their jobs for this. But then again, at the same time, though, like they kind of this one like is like the people that aren't the decision makers lose their jobs. But I'm assuming they're restructuring, so hopefully they get most of their stuff back. But the decision makers of this, y'all ruined your studio because of these deals, man. That's how it is what it is.
And coupling with this too, the Embracer Group has already announced cuts that they're doing. So them as a whole are already financially making changes. They've already announced that there's going to be games that some people were working on that are no longer going to come out. We know that we are going to get Tomb Raider. There's something else too. But this is probably a part of that as well. They're already looking to unload because I think they bloated themselves up like a lot of companies did. And now that numbers and those projections aren't hitting like they had projected, they're having to make cost cutting and to reduce things in order to be able to go. So they're picking and choosing at this point in time, what comes next. I just hope whoever is next to handle the Lord of the Rings does it justice. Yeah. Don't take your time. It's such a, what I mean? Like, that's not something I feel that should be just rushed into and like it, like that was embarrassing is what it is. That game was absolutely embarrassing all the way through. You know what I mean? So it really sucks. And again, you all see those people that put those laugh emojis and stuff like that. It's like, I don't want to see that. I want good games. Like, it's not funny to me that we're getting, crappy stuff, especially with IPs that, are rich in lore and there's so much you can do with it. To get a piece of crap like that, dude, that literally was a THQ game at the freaking early 2000s. You know what I mean? Like, it is ridiculous what that was. It just, not surprising.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go. We got it. Folks, thank you for listening to episode number 180 of the CFG Game Cast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation as always. We will be back again next week with another brand new episode with some brand new topics. But if you did miss out on the live episode today, that is okay. We release it every Monday at the beginning, every morning on all podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, and so much more. So there is absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices. All right, guys, thank you so much, and we'll be back again with some more awesome topics. But be sure, go check out our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, with some awesome content, reviews, what have you. We will be going to a lot of different conventions here in the next couple of weeks, so definitely stay tuned for some awesome content there. So once again, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all take it easy.
Bye-bye.